This is Ukraine's retaliation for Russian crimes against civilians. Over 100 drones entered enemy territory, 30 of them reaching Moscow. The Russians are in a panic, and 4 airports near Moscow have been closed. This is the second such explosive night that the Ukrainian army has given the Russian aggressors. It's a tit-for-tat tactic. The Ukrainians simply have to show that the country is defending itself and that they are responding by attacking Moscow, refineries, or other strategic targets deep inside the Russian Federation. Of course, the most spectacular action was the transport of drones deep into Russia. But last night was also very difficult for the residents of Kiev and other cities. 450 Russian drones, rockets, and cruise missiles struck the Ukrainian capital. People hid in the capital's metro stations, among other places, because Putin's barbarians are targeting innocent people. One of the targets of the Russian missiles was this cafe for the 6th time. Today was difficult. They hit the walls of our cafe. There was some chaos and fear, but we are repairing the damage and continuing to operate. Ukraine is defending itself and counterattacking, but Volodymyr Zelensky has not forgotten his promise to Donald Trump to strive for peace. Hence the Ukrainian president's proposal to meet this week, preferably face-to-face with Vladimir Putin. The dynamics of the negotiations must increase. Everything must be done to achieve a truce. The Russians must stop their evasiveness. Exchange of prisoners, return of children kidnapped by the Russians, cessation of killing. A meeting at the leadership level is needed, and Ukraine is ready for it. Russia has tentatively agreed to a third round of talks, but not at the leadership level. Previous talks took place in Istanbul, Turkey, although Vladimir Putin did not take up Volodymyr Zelensky's offer and did not appear in Turkey. And also in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, with the participation of American mediators led by U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio. For Russia, what matters is that the peace talks continue, but do not bring peace. Putin does not want this, especially now that he has the operational initiative on the front. So talks may resume, but I do not associate any breakthrough with them at all. So perhaps the language of force will appeal to Putin, as American weapons are already on their way to the front.
The Patriot transfer and the guidance that I've been given has been to move out as quickly as possible. So we're doing that, and then we're also looking at other capabilities and what those needs are and working on proposal.
The Ukrainians will thus gain heavyweight arguments, both on the front lines and during negotiations.
We will send them Patriots, which they desperately need.
The Kremlin only understands the language of force, so Ukraine will have to speak that language. Very often you have to negotiate from a position of strength, and perhaps the Ukrainians, seeing the military support that will arrive in the coming weeks, wants to take advantage of this effect. These are systems that increase the level of security for Ukrainians and enhance the defensive capabilities of the Ukrainian side. They also increase negotiating power. It is possible that another round of Russian-Ukrainian talks will begin at the end of this week. Talks are once again set to take place in the Middle East.